So hi everyone, today we'll be looking at the chi-square test, specifically the test of independence. So looking at the question, it says that the table below shows data for the frequent flyer status for travelers from 3 different cities: Sydney, Singapore, and Jakarta. At the 0.05 level of significance, is there evidence of a significant relationship between the city and the frequent flyer status of those who choose to check in at the airport? We'll first start by writing out our H0, which is in this case that there is no relationship between city and frequent flyer status. The inverse is that there is a relationship between city and frequent flyer status. And then the next part is for us to work out when do we reject our H0, and we reject it if our chi-square is more than chi-square critical. So we'll look up the chi-square table to find out what our chi-square critical is. So looking at our chi-square critical, we need alpha, which is 0.05, and we need our degrees of freedom, which is the number of rows minus multiplied by column minus 1. So in this case, row minus 1 is 4 minus 1, and column is 3 minus 1, so that will give you 6. So if you find 0.05 and you find 6, that will give you 12.592. So the chi-square critical is 12.592. So based on our table, we know that this is 12.592. So then we will need to work out what our actual chi-square is, which is the sum of each observed minus expected square divided by expected. So to work out what our expected values are, we typically would use the row total multiplied by the column total divided by n. So say for example we wanted to find out Bronze and Sydney, the specific cell, then we would use 168 multiplied by 162 divided by 507, which will give you 53.68. So over here you can see that this column is for the observed frequencies, and this is for the expected frequencies. And in our chi-square test, it requires that each expected frequency, each one of this, to be equals to, or if not greater than 5. So in our case, our expected frequency is using the row total multiplied by column total divided by n. And if you get the sum of all of the values in this column, it's equals to your chi-square value. So by summing up the last column, we know that our chi-square is actually 10.311. So since 10.311 is less than 12.592, we will hence do not reject H0. If we do not reject H0, our conclusion is that at the 5% level of significance, there is insufficient evidence to conclude that there is a relationship between city and frequent flyer status. And that is how you do a test of independence.